Yo, what's up? What do y'all say? It's your man, King Paluta, aka King Paluta King. Keep listening, keep watching Radio RETV. What do y'all say? Ouch.
Alright, it's been a couple of weeks now ever since the Diddy trial started, and I'm here to give you updates on how it all started. My name is KAYYAWK out here representing for Radio RE. This is what we call Urban Update. Now let me take you back how it all started. It all started when Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in November 16th, 2023. And then, right after the lawsuit was filed, Diddy and then his legal team settled for an undisclosed amount. But a video of Cassie circulated on the internet, and then that video was posted by CNN back in 17th of May 2024. It was a 2016 incident where Cassie was being dragged in a hallway in a hotel, and then Diddy was assaulting her. Right after that video dropped, Diddy came on Instagram and then apologized, but it looks like a lot of people were not buying that apology. Even though Sean Diddy Combs had denied all allegations against him, he admitted in this video that he was sorry. He was going through a couple of things, and then he's a healed man now. But finally, in September 2024, 16th of September to be exact, Diddy was arrested by a U.S. Homeland Security investigators in Manhattan. He was being accused of sex trafficking, dragging and then coercing, arson, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and also kidnapping. He was also accused of forced labor, bribery, and other crimes. And then even though Diddy and his team denied all these allegations, he was denied bail twice because prosecutors were saying that he was a significant risk. Yes, Diddy was contacting victims and then witnesses and then feeding them false narratives. By September 24th September 2024, 11 lawsuits was filed against Diddy, claiming that Diddy had raped them. Yes, and then by October 2024, more than 100 new lawsuits was also filed against Diddy. By October of 2024, 6 new lawsuits also dropped. Combs' lawyers actually came out and then spoke about the Cassie video, and then the lawyers were claiming that the Cassie video was altered by prosecutors. Finally, the trial of Diddy started back in May of 5th May jury selection. It actually took place in Southern District of New York, and it was presided over by Judge Aaron Subramania. Yes, Diddy has been in police custody or federal custody in Brooklyn since his arrest back in 2004 September. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. Now let's get into the Diddy trial and then some of the witnesses who testified in the Diddy trial. Let's start off with Cassie, who dated Diddy back in 2007 up until 2018. Cassie spent over 4 days on the stand, and then this is what Cassie testified. Cassie testified that Diddy was violent against her when they were in a relationship, and then Diddy threatened her numerous times. Diddy blackmailed her, also coerced her into participating in lots of parties which were fueled with drugs and then stuff like that. And then there were times Cassie also testified that Diddy used to pay for escorts, and then these male escorts will come in, have sex with Cassie, and then Sean Diddy Combs will rub the semen of the male escorts on his nipple. So let me move to the next witness. In this case, the next witness on my list is Jane. Jane was a woman who was intimate with Diddy. They were in an intimate relationship with Sean Diddy Combs from 2021 to 2024. And then she also testified that P. Diddy pressured her, manipulated her into having sex with different men. She also stated that while she was dating Diddy, Diddy dragged her, which they call hotel nights. Yes, Diddy dragged her a couple of times, and then that whole vibe was called hotel nights. She also continued to say that she felt obligated not to continue this, but she could never say no to Diddy because she was afraid she would be cut off all financial benefits. And then next on my list is Mia. Mia was also one who worked with Diddy personally. She was Diddy's personal assistant from 2009 to 2017. That means they worked for a whole long. They worked for a lot of time. She also testified on the stand that Diddy physically and then sexually assaulted her plenty times. And then she also claimed that while she was working with Diddy, she was working under a toxic and then chaotic environment. There were times she could not work without being harassed by Diddy. And then let me get to the next witness who also came on the stand to testify against Diddy was Scott Mescudi. If you don't know who Scott Mescudi is, he's a Grammy winner, musical artist, and then he's also known as Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi came to the picture whilst Cassie and then Diddy were dating. It was alleged that Kid Cudi was also seen Cassie whilst Cassie was dating Diddy. So Diddy was furious when he found out that Cassie was dating Kid Cudi. So on the stand, Kid Cudi also talked about his home broken into and then his porch set on fire. And then Kid Cudi also said that he came home one day and then find out that his dog was tied in his bedroom, his bathroom, which is not a normal thing because when he's going out, he leaves his dogs around the house. But this time around, he came home, his car was blown up, and then his dog was also tied in his bedroom. His washroom. Yes, a lot of people were looking for Kid Cudi's testimony because there were rumors that Kid Cudi's car was blown, or Kid Cudi's car was bombed, if I may put it that way, back in the day. So a lot of people were looking forward to Kid Cudi's testimony. Now to my next witness, let me talk about Capricorn Clark. Yes, Capricorn Clark also worked with Combs and his companies on and off from 2004 to 2018. And then on the stand, Capricorn Clark also said that back in December of 2011, Diddy kidnapped her. She stated that Diddy came to her house with gun and then demanded that she comes with them, that they are going to kill Kid Cudi. So Capricorn Clark actually said that they drove to Kid Cudi's house, broke into Kid Cudi's house, and then she told Kid Cudi and then Cassie about the whole incident. When Diddy found out what Capricorn Clark actually told Cassie and then Kid Cudi, Diddy was furious about the whole situation. So what Diddy did was Diddy threatened her with violence. All this were tying into Kid Cudi's testimony that Diddy actually broke into his house with his security to come find him. Now to my final witness, let me talk about Eddie Garcia. Eddie Garcia was also the security officer who worked at the Intercontinental Hotel, that hotel which Cassie and then Diddy were, that hotel which Diddy assaulted Cassie in. So this Eddie Garcia had a hold of that video. And then Eddie Garcia testified that Combs bribed him with an amount of $100,000 in exchange for that video of Cassie being assaulted in the hallway. He also claimed that he signed an NDA, and then Diddy actually threatened him that he should bring every video to the last video he had of that kind of incident. He also stated that he shared the money in cash among his colleagues. Yeah, so this is all I have for you on the urban updates for this episode. Thank you guys so much for being part of this. Thank you guys so much for staying up until now. My name is KAYYAWK. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and then don't forget to click on the notification bell so that if any updates like this come up, you are the first to know about it. Thank you guys so much. Let's meet some other time. Bye bye.
Jaja, what are my people? This is your boy Jonathan. So with my friend Refi Colina. Killing to ya Radio RETV. I will YouTube will be on subscribe. Killing to ya as usual. Good.